All right, class, in this video we're going to do partial fractions case 2. And what is case 2? But repeated linear factors. So what does that mean? Alright, so that means we have an example of x minus 3 over x plus 1 times x minus 2 whole thing squared. So this is my repeat linear factor. Alright, in this case, this is what you do. You say a over x plus 1. And then you get two terms for the next one. So you have b over x minus 2 and c over x minus 2 squared. So all of that is the one that goes with the repeated part. Okay, and if you're wondering why does that make sense, it just does, and I'll say when we get to the next part maybe it'll shed a little light on it. So just looking at the numerators, I get that x minus 3. Okay, once again, the idea is you would find a common denominator, but we're not going to do that. One thing that's really important to understand over here, the common denominator here is not x plus 1 times x minus 2 cubed. If you do that, bad stuff will happen to you. Okay? The common denominator is x plus 1 times x minus 2 squared. So make sure you're using the least common multiple for that. So that means we have a times x minus 2 squared plus b times x plus 1 x minus 2 plus c times x plus 1. Okay, so we're going to use a combination of collecting and plugging in nice numbers. So we know 2 is a nice number, so we'll plug that in. That makes the a term and the b term go away. Over here, 2 minus 3 is negative 1, and 2 plus 1 is 3, so 3c is on the other side. So c is negative 1/3. Alright, if we plug in x equals negative 1, that term is 0, that term is 0, and then we get negative 1 minus 3, so negative 4 equals, so those two terms are 0, so that's going to be negative 3 squared, which is 9. So a is negative 4/9. Okay, and then we collect terms. So we're going to collect coefficients of x squared. So what does that mean? That means I'm looking at the coefficient of x squared on both sides. I know I can see from here that when I multiply this out, it's going to be x squared plus stuff times a, and that's going to be x squared plus stuff times b, and there's no x squared there, and there's no x squared here. So that means on the left side, 0x squared equals ax squared plus bx squared. That means b is going to be negative a, so b is 4/9. Okay, and our end result in this case, we get negative 4/9 over x plus 1 plus 4/9 over x minus 2 plus negative 1/3 over x minus 2 squared. And that's case 2.